If you don't need to become someone new,
you don't
right
need
now.
motivation.
You just
don't
need to
need hype.
return to the version of you
You don't need a speech.
that already feels grounded.
You need alignment.
The one that exists
the
underneath
kind
the
you can
pressure,
feel in your
the
body.
noise, the constant internal motion.
This is not about becoming someone else. This is about returning to what's already available.
If your system
in you,
feels slightly braced,
the part of you that can lead,
like you're always leaning forward
the part of
into
you
the next
that can
thing,
decide,
this
part
isn't
of
because
you
you're broken.
that doesn't collapse under pressure.
It's because you've been carrying more than you've had space to settle.
You can keep your eyes open or closed.
Let my voice stay with you.
You
for
can
a
be
moment.
sitting, standing,
Not to guide you,
moving.
not to
This
fix
still
anything,
works. Because this
just to keep you
isn't
company
a scene,
while your body
it's a
remembers
state.
how to soften.
Notice what it feels like to be you right now. Not the story, the feeling. Maybe you feel
There
rushed.
is a version of you that
Maybe you
doesn't
feel
rush
behind.
internally.
Maybe you
Not
feel
because life
flat.
is slow,
Maybe
but because
you feel
they are
driven,
steady inside it.
intense at the same time.
You don't need to imagine them.
That makes sense.
You felt them before, even briefly. Notice what happens when you stop reaching for
You don't
calm
have to shame your current state
and instead
to access a new
allow
one.
yourself to rest
You
inside
can
it.
shift without attacking
No
yourself.
effort, no performance. For
Just
a
a
moment,
quiet permission. Let yourself consider
to
this.
be where you already are.
Leadership is not a personality. It's a nervous system pattern. It's the ability to stay with yourself, to stay present, to stay clear. You don't need to force confidence. You don't need to talk yourself into it. You are allowed
Confidence
to
can
arrive
be
quiet.
without explanation.
Confidence can be steady.
You are allowed to pause without losing momentum.
Let's start with something simple.
Grounded does not mean
You are allowed
inactive.
to take up space.
It means
internally,
supported from the inside.
even if you've spent years compressing yourself.
Let the part of you that's been holding everything together feel
Notice
what
if
it's
there's
like
a part of you
to be held
that tries to
instead.
earn your place,
Nothing
tries
dramatic,
to be impressive,
just enough
tries to be
to
safe
ease the
by
internal
being
grip.
useful.
You don't need to get rid of that part. Just notice it. Now let this be true for a moment. You don't have to prove your value in
This
order
is identity.
to hold your value, not mood. A way of being that stays with you when this audio
Feel that
ends.
sentence,
Not
the
as an
version of
idea
you
that moves through
that has
decisions,
permission.
conversations, and pressure without abandoning themselves. If your mind wanders, that's okay. You don't need there is a
Perfect
version of
focus
you to receive
that
this.
doesn't rush to be understood,
Your nervous system
doesn't
understands
rush to
steadiness
defend,
faster than
doesn't
thought
rush
ever could to explain. Not because they don't care, because
Take another
they
moment
trust
here,
their own center, not to do anything, but to be someone
you can
doesn't need
access
to
that
rush
now.
away from themselves. not by pretending, by settling. If your body is holding tension, let it hold it. No battle. And also, let something else be present. A steadiness. Not perfect calm, just steadiness. Steadiness feels like this. You can hear a thought. You can return to this state and you don't have to follow it again. You can feel it becomes urgency, and you don't have to obey it. Yours. You can feel pressure and still move from choice. Let this felt supportive. Save this meditation and come back to it whenever you need grounding before life. Choice. And if you want more spaces like this, subscribe to Shift Meditations. I'll be here. When you are aligned, you don't need to be louder. You don't need to be sharper. You don't need to be harder. You become clearer. Clarity doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels almost boring. And that's a good sign. Because clarity doesn't need adrenaline. If you've been living on adrenaline, your system might think calm is unsafe. It might interpret steadiness as vulnerability. So if this feels unfamiliar, good. We're not demanding instant comfort. We're training familiarity. Here is an identity you can try on without effort. I am someone who stays with myself. Not someone who gets everything right. Not someone who never feels fear. Someone who stays with themselves. You can stay with yourself in a hard conversation. You can stay with yourself when someone is disappointed. You can stay with yourself when you don't have the answer yet. You can even stay with yourself when you feel messy, when you feel scattered, when you feel like you're not enough. Staying is leadership. Let your breath be whatever it is. No performance. Now notice the difference between effort and intention. Effort clenches. Intention points. You don't need more effort. You need cleaner intention. So choose one clean intention for the next few moments. Not a goal, not an outcome, a way of being. Maybe it's steady, clear, direct, calm, present. Pick one. Now let that quality be true by 1%. Just one. 1% steadier. 1% clearer. 1% more present. Your nervous system can do 1%. 1% doesn't threaten your identity. It doesn't trigger resistance. It's simply a shift. Now, notice what happens when you stop negotiating with your own mind.
You can make decisions with a shaky voice. You can make decisions with a racing heart. You can make decisions while still being human. The aligned version of you is not the fearless version. It's the steady version. Let yourself embody that. Steady. Now, let's bring focus online. Not intense focus, not perfection. Functional focus. The kind that brings you back. Notice the pool of distraction. Pool of mental tabs, the pool of unfinished loops. You don't need to solve them right now. Here is the identity. I am someone who returns. You return to the next breath. You return to the next sentence. You return to the next clear action. You don't need to hold focus forever. You only need to return. That's how strong people operate. Not by never drifting, by returning without drama. If your system is used to chaos, calm can feel empty. If your system is used to intensity, steadiness can feel dull. That's okay. Dull can be safe. Safe is where power lasts. Now notice something else. Your presence has weight. Even when you say nothing, even when you're still. You don't need to chase respect. You can become consistent. Consistency is a form of authority. Let yourself feel what it would be like to move slower, internally, not externally, internally, to respond, not react. There is a calm that doesn't ask permission, a calm that comes from self-trust. Self-trust isn't a belief. It's a relationship. And you build it by keeping small promises to yourself. So in this moment, keep one small promise. Stay. Stay with your body. Stay with your attention. Stay with your choice. If you feel resistance, that's okay. If you feel emotion, that's okay. If you feel nothing, that's okay. Staying is the work. Now let this identity settle in. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be steady. I am safe to be clear. You're not saying this to convince anyone. You're letting your body hear a new instruction. And if your body doesn't believe it yet, that's fine. We're practicing. You don't need a breakthrough today. You need repetition. You need a state you can return to. So as we near the end, take this with you. When pressure rises, you return to steadiness. When uncertainty appears, you return to clarity. When you feel pulled, you return to choice. This is quiet authority, not dominance, not hardness. Quiet authority is self-leadership. If this supported you, save it. Return to it before meetings. before difficult messages, before you begin your day. And if you want more meditations that feel like this, you can subscribe to Shift Meditations. Not for motivation, for alignment. Now, let the final moment be simple. You are here. You are capable. You can return.